What was a huge trend that everyone forgot about? That era during the 2000s, early 2010s, when every popular song got an Alvin and the Chipmunks cover. Still can't believe we survived that. Farmville. All of my aunts let their young children create Facebook accounts just so they could send themselves gifts through them. My Facebook feed used to be full of pictures of everyone's farms. The California raisins were freaking huge for about a year, like 1988 or 1989. I heard it through the grapevine, as performed by the Raisins, was on the radio, and Hardee's did a promotional thing with their kids' meals where you got these cool little figurines of the members playing their respective instruments. I had quite a few of them. Remember that claymation Christmas special with the Raisins? In the 1950s there was a fad that was teens seeing how many of themselves they could stuff into a phone booth. In the early 2000s, my brother and his friends found a phone booth at the dump and brought it to my parents' house. They used it for all kinds of shenanigans, including cramming people in while they were in high school. It was the highlight of the decor of his first apartment. I think one of his roommates took it when they moved out. Google Glass was the next big thing, then it just died. It was never properly released as a consumer product, only as dev kit. The Explorer program was interpreted to be the legit device release, and people raged about the cost and how unfinished it was. Eventually Google just decided enough was enough and pulled the consumer-facing Google Glass project completely, choosing to instead focus on business use and research. New version came out just a few months ago. When I started college in the mid-00s, almost everyone had a BlackBerry, the Crackberry era. We'd be messaging each other on BBM all the time and all that shit. By senior year those phones weren't even a passing thought on our minds. It's impressive how quickly it changed. And all the phones you could slide out a full-size keyboard. It felt like such an upgrade not to have clicked a button several times for one letter, though I did get super quick at texting using them and felt so accomplished I could do it without looking down. This and RAZR phones. Those rubber bracelets teenagers would wear that apparently had to do with sex. I hope someone knows what I'm talking about. If you grabbed a girl's black bracelet and broke it, supposedly she was supposed to have sex with you. The different colors meant different things. The trends that old people think are going on are always far more exciting and dramatic than the actual trends. Kids today are drinking a lot of orange juice, so we need to figure out what they're trying to communicate to each other about their sexual and narcotic preferences. With their orange juice selection, maybe we should just ban orange juice to be safe. Water beds. Watching media from the 80s and you'd think they were in every home. My parents still have one and have slept on that same one longer than I've been alive, 31 years. They last a long ass time if you take care of them. Still have one. Love it. I sleep so much better in my water than when I sleep on my BF's regular mattress. Had one and had a dartboard, did not get along. Jelly shoes. Using 20 to 30 tiny butterfly clips to accent hairstyles. Those little clips did nothing but become hazards once dropped on the floor. Ed Hardy clothes. I went to Vegas for a bachelorette party in 2007, and there was an Ed Hardy convention at Caesar's Palace. I shit you not, thousands of guys looking like Jersey Shore. I knew it was dead when all the old Filipino men in my neighborhood that hung out at the food court at the mall started wearing them. Along with their wives with the fake LV bags and scarves. AOL chatrooms with strangers in the teen chat. Also, AIM and putting up intricate away messages that included your friends and Googling AIM away message templates and shit. Damn. I feel old as freak now. Y'all remember the Sidekick with AIM pre-installed? I remember seeing how long my crush had been away from his computer and imagining all of the amazing things he could be doing. Those bracelets that made you more stable, balanced, or pulled toxins out of your wrist. Power balance bands. I remember when all the cool kids at my school had those. I worked at a flea market when those things were popular, and there was a guy with a stand that sold them and did the little "see how this band improves your balance" demonstration. He would have people stand on one leg with their arms out and push on their arms with and without the band. I asked him one day if that actually worked or what was in it that made it work or something. He just told me that he pushes on them harder without the band on and that once they've already stood on one leg and have been pushed without the band, they're naturally going to expect and brace themselves accordingly the second time around with the band on. Crackle nail polish LMAOOOO. Wow. I really forgot about this. I think I still have some of that stuff. And some feather extensions to go with it. Metrosexual. Homopolitan would be the preferred nomenclature. Now it just applies to people who masturbate to Russian dystopian games. Lumbersexual, too. Segways were going to change the world. Even though Segways didn't, their inventor, the guy who formed the company behind the Segway, Dean Kamen, has, even though he's not normally recognized for it. You know, Coke freestyle machines were invented by him? They were based off one of his many medical inventions. Edit. Because everyone is bashing Dean Kamen for sucky freestyle machines, Kamen was only responsible for the initial design. A team of 6 engineers are responsible for what you have today. The freestyle machine was commissioned by Coca-Cola, so Kamen could afford to produce a new water purification device. Dean Kamen's inventions aren't as simple as shitty Coke machines, no, he's invented many items that aren't as easily recognizable. Among these is the auto-syringe, the first practical insulin pump, though it's used for chemotherapy as well, for use by the general public. Those sticky rubber strings with a foot or hand on, and you put it on your finger like a ring, and throw the foot or hand at a wall, and it would stick. You could get them from 20p machines in the early 2000s. And then they immediately get all dirty and hairy and gross. Which led to my kids whipping them up to the ceiling, out of reach without a ladder, slowly wrecking the paint they adhered to. I hated those things. Rainbow loom. Everyone had like a gazillion different little rubber bands. I still find them around my house. Oh god, I worked at Michael's when these first hit the market and people went bananas. They were super strict about how many each store could get when they could be on the floor, never using coupons on them, and naturally by the time supply caught up with demand, the trend was dying and we couldn't get rid of them. I work with K2 kids and can confirm they are still popular. Butterfly clips, cucumber melon bath and body works spray. Dream or grass spray from the Gap. Gap Heaven was my middle school scent. I found some at an outlet a few years back and was instantly reminded how shitty middle school was. Scent memory is intense lol. Wow, now I need cucumber melon bath back in my life. The Lambada. AKA the Forbidden Dance circa 1991. I legit have not seen or heard the word lambada since 1991. Edit. So I looked up lambada to kind of jog my memory and I found this. Yeah, that's Jan from The Office. Gaming websites in general. Barbie.com, Polypicat, Missine, Kulmathkums, Poptropica, Webkins, Stardolls, Girlgagums, although I'm pretty sure that last one game my computer viruses. I don't have any kids and my little sister is 14, so maybe it's just that I'm not around it, but I feel like kids don't play gaming websites anymore. There are too many easily accessible F2P games now. Flash games were absolutely essential growing up though. Addictinggames.com. Miniclip was the shit. Cool math games is still a thing. Source. Teacher, kids love it. Congregate is still around. Neopets. Barbie.com was amazing. There also was this cartoon called Trolls, and their gaming website was dope. My sister and I went to play on it whenever we could. Oh, and also dress-up games. Fingerboards. I still have my tech deck. I had a whole park when I was little, I was all about it. Personalized ringtones. I rarely hear anyone with custom ringtones now. Bluetooth earpiece for calls. I use customized ringtones for each family member. Then again, I'm old. My wife's name is Brittany. Therefore she has her own ringtone on my phone. It is the intro to Britney Spears' Gim More and just says it's Britney bitch. Or didn't till my kids started repeating things. In my office all I hear for 8 hours a day is the default iPhone ringtone, followed by a bunch of people going, "Oh shit, is that me?" I don't know why nobody changes it. It's one of the first things I do on a new phone. Being older, I'm gonna go with Cabbage Patch Kids. I remember seeing moms about to brawl with each other over those damn things. Remember, each doll was different, so it wasn't just grabbing one off the shelf and being satisfied that you got one. People wanted to pick through every one on the shelf and find the one they liked the best. If two women saw the same one at the same time, oh boy, here we go. Yeah, my sister had some Cabbage Patch dolls. I remember they had Xavier Roberts stenciled on their butt cheeks. What about Pound Puppies? Or Popples, lol. Burning custom CDs. I'm still burning CDs like it's 2003. Girls wearing huge belts right under their breasts. Yes, I did take part on this as well. Edit. Since there has been some confusion about what I mean, here are a couple of examples. Yes, this was a thing. They were giant and we looked like pilgrims. Oh. Are we not doing that anymore? Pro wrestlers still fight over this legendary belt today. Edit. My most upvoted comment being a silly little post on pro wrestling. I accept my fate wholly. Thanks for the silver, kind stranger. Zoot suits. Tramp stamps, if you were around 18 between 1998 to 2004. Source. Graduated high school in 2001 and have a butterfly on my lower back. The Germans call them Arschjuier ass antlers, which is the most fitting name ever. I remember so many girls in my high school getting them, including one girl who got an absolutely awful tribal one. I really wanted a tramp stamp, but thankfully I did not get one. Barrettes and baby bangs. Yo, remember those little plastic butterfly clips from the 90s? Hypercolor shirts. The ones that change color when you wear them. You weren't anyone unless you had one. Now no one remembers. Ooh, oh, I remember. They made socks too, and guys used to try to grab boobs so their handprints would show up on the shirts. It's peanut butter jelly time. All your base are belong to us. Ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Group X Strongbads email. Brunching shuttlecocks. All your base are belong to us. This and Leroy Jenkins are going to be remembered in gaming culture for a long time. That weird time when everything was mustache themed. Oh, and bacon themed. Wow, this is the perfect answer, IMO. I'd totally forgotten just how much mustaches dominated everything for a while. Mustache finger tattoos were the strangest. Edit. Good lord. Judging by these comments, they were far more common than I realized. Did anybody not get a mustache tattoo in 2012? Flappy Bird. Didn't the guy who created it kill it? Pogs. Remember Alf? He's back in Pog form. The Numa Numa Kid. Rest peacefully, my sweet prince.